Hello, welcome back. So today I have a boneless pork loin, and a lot of times this can look intimidating, but if you are anyone that has a family, and if you do eat pork, if you don't, then just go ahead and skip it. But prices are going up. So this was about $1.79 a pound at Costco. $15.73, but Costco had a $4 off at the register, so this only cost me like $11.73, which is great. So I'm going to cut this up and show you how you can get lots of meals off of this. Alright, so here is my pork roast, well, pork loin. This is a full pork loin that I picked up from Costco. So about 2 feet long, and this one is about 9 pounds, 9.9 pounds, I think. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look and see how this end is a bit more narrower than this end. Okay, you can see it better when I flip it up this way. All right, this piece right here is going to be your roast. So I'm going to go ahead and take a sharp, heavy knife, preferably one that is wide so that you don't have to, hack up your meat. So start at the end and then go over to where you first start to see it start to slim, because we'll cut those into a separate one. Perfect. Move that out the way. So now this is your pork roast. Has a nice fat cap on it. I had it upside down, but you can see nice fat cap. I don't like to trim this because once it's cooking and it cooks down across your meat, that's where your flavor is. What I do like to do though is I'm going to go ahead and give this a butterfly. I'm not going to cut it all the way through, okay? As you can see, I did not cut it all the way through. It's this nice little piece right here. I'm going to go down just a little bit. All right. Now, that makes it flatter. So you can season this, and then you can roll or tie. Me personally, I just like to stuff the inside, fold it over, and tie if necessary, okay? But we're going to put this to the side for later. I'm going to marinate this or season this and then put it in a vacuum seal bag for later. So that's your first meal. This can actually feed probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 10 people, depending on what you're serving with it. All right, now let's go back. This right here, you can now make boneless loin pork chops. Normally, you would take 2 fingers width, depending on your fingers, but 2 fingers width, and you will cut to make your chops. So I'm going to go here and give myself like 4 big chops. And the reason why I'm going to do 4 is because my husband doesn't eat pork. So I'm going to go with these. Hopefully you can see them. There we go. About 2 fingers width. See? Just shy of 2 fingers. These will cook up nicely, seared in a pan, finished off in the oven. Okay, so there are our 4. Let me turn them all the same way. Now I did not, again, trim the fat off of it because that cooks down and renders into something lovely, and you can reserve that fat and clarify it and use it for other things. So I'm going to take this and put this to the side as well. All right. Now, if you want quick fried pork chops for like a weeknight, then you can go ahead and do that, but let's just make it like 1 finger width versus 2. And for this one, I'm gonna give myself 8, so that will be 2 meals. You're saving yourself so much money. So this one costs $16 for the whole entire piece. Okay, there was a $4 coupon at the register. Okay, so that made it $12 and some change, which means that so far I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 meals. Okay, so you do the math. 12 divided by 4 equals out to about $3. So, but for right now, let's finish cut these thin pork chops. I like to sometimes cut mine upside down for the simple fact that my knife does not slip on this from the start. You notice that I also have on a glove. You can get any basic type of cutting glove, meat cutting glove, because it has tightly woven fibers in it to protect your fingers. But also I cut my meat upside down so that my knife doesn't slip on my initial go down. I rather have the slippage against my cutting board versus up here where I can slide and cut my finger. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 3. Oh, I have 5. Okay, so I need to do 3 more. Slide it over so you can see. Again, I like to reserve the fat. All right, now I have 8. Let me get a bowl or a plate. So I'm going to put these so you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 thin quick fried pork chops. All right, so now that we've got our 8 thin pork chops, our 4 thick loin chops, and then we have our pork roast, we have this piece left. This piece is often called the tenderloin. You will see people take this piece, thin it out, butterfly it, season it, roll it tight, tie it with string, and they're good to go. But we don't often eat it that way. So for me and mine, what I'm going to do is to take this thicker piece. Again, you can see how it's a little thicker on this side versus this side. I'm going to take the thicker piece and I'm going to cut long, thin strips. We're going to use that for stir fry. This side over here, I'm going to cut into smaller strips, kind of like a dice, that we'll use for fried rice. Or if you like, you can use it for hash. You can use it for chili, but I'm just going to make like little chunks on this side. So to get started, I'm going to lay it back down. Again, my fatty side is on the bottom. I'm going to bring you up really quickly so you can see. Oh, can you see? All right. So you can see what I'm talking about, how this side is significantly thinner than that side, okay? Sorry if I made you guys dizzy just now. I know the camera angle's not that great, but I broke my tripod. Anyway, so I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut that. All right? Now, sometimes when you are making a lot of thin cuts, your knife will tend to get dull. Alright, so I resharpened my knife. These type of sharpeners are great. You just would take it and go straight down this way. I won't do it too much because it's going to make a noise that you guys will hate, especially if you're using earphones, and then make sure your blade is free of any bits. Now, make sure you have a good grip on this, and go ahead and give it nice thin slices like this that we will eventually cut down into strips, okay? So nice thin slices. Alright, sorry for the pauses. My girls are getting up for the day and they're walking around and they are not camera ready. So give this a nice little thin, and you notice I'm making my stack over to the side. Now, if you are not skilled with a knife, do not keep cutting past this point. Go ahead and lay it flat and make your strips this way. If you are knife skill prone, go ahead and carefully continue. But know that your meat will start to roll like you see here. Alright? So, now that we have the thin flat pieces, okay? If you're not knife skill prone, then go ahead and lay one piece at a time and give yourself strips. Keep in mind your meat will shrink when it cooks. So you don't want it to necessarily disappear, but you want to get strips that are about yay size, okay? Just want to pile that there. Stir fry normally uses high temperature and meat will cook quickly. So you want it to be thin. So that you're not standing over the wok all day. If you are knife skill prone, have good knife skills, take about 2 to 3, pile them up, and go ahead and make your cut. If you are very, very, very animate about making sure you do not have too much fat in your diet, go ahead and trim it. But pork, especially the loin, is a lean meat. Does not have as much fat content as you think. Like, look at these strips. Very minimal, just that little piece right there, okay? And if you're really worried about it, you can definitely drain it, okay? If anybody wants to know where this knife came from, my husband is a meat cutter, and this is a Cozzini. That is Cozzini. It's a nice heavy one. So that is why I have this knife. But a nice blade on it, you see? You can tell we've been sharpening this for a while. Alright. There we go. And that is our stir fry pile. I'm going to go ahead and plop that into a bowl. Yes, I'm going to have lots of dishes to wash, but I'm doing this to show you the different types of meals that you can make from one. So here we are with our last piece, our thinnest piece, and this one I'm going to dice. This one will be diced ready for fried rice, or, because we do eat a lot of fried rice, we don't always put meat in it, but it would be nice sometimes to have it. So this can be used for either fried rice, it could be used for like maybe, let's just say teriyaki, but anything you didn't necessarily want to have in a strip form, but maybe a cube form. I could also use this for chili if I wanted to, or maybe a hash or something like that. Now, I could probably get 2 meals out of this, but I'm just going to cut all of this up into chunks. So since we're chunking it out, we're going to go with about the 1 finger width on these pieces. See the thickness? Okay. Hope you guys have been good. I know I haven't been on lately, but life happens. And with me being a new YouTuber, I'm still working full-time anyway. So it's not like I am 100% reliant upon the videos. I'm 100% reliant upon the job that pays me. So that's that. Alright, so now we have some good size pieces like this. I'm going to cut this in half. So I have chunk pieces about yay big. Because keep in mind, your meat will shrink. Okay? So see? I'm going to cut this one actually into 3. So that you can see what I'm talking about when I say, you know, chunks. Okay? Now, could you do this with other pieces of meat? You sure can. Save yourself the money. Now, if you were to buy pork loin chops separately, you would be paying $7 maybe, the way prices are now. Instead of being $1.60 a pound or something like that, they're going to try to charge you $2.99 a pound. You might pay $7 for that. But if you go ahead and pick up a whole pork loin, take the time to cut it, season if you like, and then just freeze, you've just saved yourself time and money. Because now you went to the grocery store one time to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 or 6 meals. These will now be prepped and ready for those busy days when you come home from work, or you're not feeling, all that great. Oh, soup. That's the other thing I wanted to tell you that these chunks are great for. Brown them and they're great for soup. If you wanted to, you could keep on chopping them, grind them up. Now you got ground pork for sausage patties or pizza toppings. If you want to chop them up some more, add some sausage seasoning. If you don't have sausage seasoning, just mix a little fennel and sage, oregano, basil, and then there you go. A little red chili pepper. So now this is ready for soup or fried rice. Soup, fried rice, whatever. So you have your chunks all right there. So I'm going to clean this board up, and then I'm going to come back and show you what everything looks like before I vacuum seal it. Okay, so here we are with our pork roast, pork loin chops, thin quick cook loin chops, stir fry, and then either fried rice, soup, or chili. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was $16. Take off the $4 coupon, and so that's what, $12. 12 divided by 5. You're looking at less than $3 for each one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and vacuum seal this up. I might season this one, and then I'm going to leave these unseasoned depending on what my daughter decides she wants to do, so that we can flavor them how we want when it's time to cook. Alright, so we're done. I have my thin cut pork chops. I have my marinated pork roast. I have my thin strips for stir fry, and I also, this thin strips for stir fry, and I have my chunks that could be used either for chili or fried rice. Those loin chops are going to go on the grill, barbecued, so they're not going to get freezer vacuum sealed yet. I can vacuum seal them after I finish cooking them, and then we can have that meal later on. So one pork loin for $12 makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meals that can serve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 to 12 people for less than $3 each. Thanks for going on this journey, and I appreciate you. Talk to you later. Bye. Hello, welcome back. So today I have a boneless pork loin, and a lot of times this can look intimidating, but if you are anyone that has a family, and if you do eat pork, if you don't, then just go ahead and skip it. But prices are going up. So this was about $1.79 a pound at Costco, $15.73. But Costco had a $4 off at the register, so this only cost me like $11.73, which is great. So I'm going to cut this up and show you how you can get lots of meals off of this.